Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome into the very first episode of Flowty Live. My name is Ben, head of marketing and communications here at Flowty.io, and I'm joined by a man who is more plugged into every Flow project in the Flow ecosystem than anyone else I know, aka Trevor at James Dillon Bond. CJ, I'm going to get to you in a minute. Just a few remarks and a few words on the show. So we at Flowty we're going to be building up our multimedia presence and community engagement a lot. Hopefully you've already seen some of what we're doing on social, but a big priority is focused around shows and videos like these. I think I think the NFT space can be so fragmented sometimes. You know, this person is running a Twitter space. This person has office hours. This person's holding a Q&A in Discord, etc. So I'm hoping to try and bring everything together, especially when it comes to our collection spotlight. You know, Trevor, you've done fantastic work on the collection spotlight threads on Twitter, and I just think it's only natural to get more up close and personal and convert them to live streams like these. So we're just going to highlight so many of the great projects and collections on Flow. Definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube page and follow us on Twitter at Flowty_IO. Before we start, though, super quick disclaimer to just be advised the following program and all subsequent postings and publications from it is not to be construed as financial advice. Please use caution and operate within a budget that suits you when transacting on Flowty.io, including purchasing, offering, renting, and loaning or borrowing. Flowty.io does not provide financial advice or recommendations. So just putting that out there. So now down to business. Our first episode here is a collection spotlight on one of our favorite new affiliates, aiSports, found by CJ here. So I am going to hand it off to Trevor and CJ, but make sure you stay on the stream. Okay, we're giving away 2 aiSports NFTs on air, giving away a Kobe and a Shaq. And how to win, there's going to be one trivia question for each NFT. Simply be the first to respond in the YouTube comments with the correct answer, and boom, you win. So that being said, I'm going to hand it off to Trevor and welcome in CJ of aiSports.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks, Ben. Appreciate the introductions and everything. We're excited to do this. I see some trolling already happen in the chat. Gotta love it. We got the balls, the comments going on in there. I got my Top Shot basketball, my Blazer basketball, and my Infinite Object setup. It's my office debut on stream, so excited to show that off. I think one of the great things about doing these streamed collection spotlight series, we're able to put a little bit more of the face to the name, especially with some of the collections we have out there. Someone that we're really, really excited to partner with, and a platform I've been playing since literally day one. We got CJ from aiSports out here. What's up, man?
What's going on, Trevor? Ben, thanks for having me on. Super hyped to talk about everything aiSports, and thanks to you guys and Flowty. You guys have really welcomed aiSports with open arms, especially with our NFT drop recently. So super excited to be on here.
Perfect, man. And you've been doing this now for basically the full NBA season, right? Like, where did we start at?
Yeah, so I started on Flowty. aiSports started on Flow, in the beginning of the NBA season. So the first day of this NBA season, I was October 18th, I want to say.
Sure.
So, yeah. So that was our first day. Sold out our contest before the first day of the NBA season. Our first contest, which was only 100. No, it was only in our first 50-50 was 80-person cap because I didn't know how many people were going to play, and so we sold that out. And that was kind of like a precursor of things to come for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I think it was right around that first day that Dapper, I think it was, put out an email of just like the ecosystem, different projects that were out there. And I think that might have been the first time I heard you guys, or one of the Flowverse newsletters, something like that. But I know right away I picked it up and I'm like, what are these guys? And at the time I was working for Game Day Plus. So you guys were kind of a competitor, but I kind of sweated your guys' platform a little bit more. You guys really have built out something solid, and people obviously enjoyed it right away, and it's built that momentum going from an 80-person cap that filled up on day one to now 300 player caps on 50-50.
Yeah.
And you said, CJ, you said you're expecting a lot for finals contests, right?
Oh yeah. We need to see. I mean, just for the playoffs, we've seen numbers go up. We're having our, some of our contests are filling up like 500 people a day. We cap the 50-50 because we want to make sure half those people get at least $1 Dapper credit. So we have to cap that at 300. We will be upping the prize pool since we got a little bit cut short on the Western and probably the Eastern Conference Finals as well. So we will be upping the prize pool for the finals games. Still need to figure out if that's going to be more people in 50-50 or higher prizes for the tournament style. But probably a little mix of both. But we're going to see where we're at as far as how much Dapper credit we have to give and what we can do for the finals games.
And as you bring up prize pools, I think it's worth mentioning, like, where is this money coming from? I mean, it's not something that you're funding out of pocket, correct?
No. I was lucky enough to be a part of the Dapper ecosystem grant program. And so I think maybe that you mentioned Game Day Plus. I think they were probably also part of that. You look at like Moment Ranks. I'm pretty sure they're part of it as well. I'm not privy to like everybody else's contracts and stuff, but I'm guessing that anyone who's kind of giving away Dapper credit like we are is part of this Dapper ecosystem. We had built out our original product last year on a different blockchain, and Dapper hit us up during the off season, and it just seemed like a really good fit for us to move to Flow and run these contests on Flow blockchain.
I feel like Flow has a huge built-in community, already to take advantage when it comes to sports. I guess basketball in particular, the DFS NFT crossover is always fascinating to see. I think that's one reason I love aiSports.
Yeah,
and it's one of the reasons we were brought on the Top Shot is kind of that whole mindset there. I think brought a lot of people in, so this became a natural bridge. We never really got, I guess, more of that DFS that we envisioned, and aiSports has kind of provided that with rewards paid out in Dapper balance and such.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly for us. I mean, I did basketball DFS just because I'm a big basketball fan. Anyone who's starting a DFS type business probably goes football because football is just the beast, I'm guessing 80% of DFS players are probably football. But I'm a big basketball fan, so I just followed what my interests were, and it just ended up working out that I found Flow and NBA Top Shot, and that just worked out perfectly for what I had already built. So yeah, it's just great to find a community that was just as interested in fantasy sports, specifically NBA, because that had always been a problem in my life. It's I love fantasy basketball, and I always try to corral some friends, but everyone's like, dude, I'm already in 4 fantasy football leagues. I can't join a fantasy basketball league, so I ended up just now I play in leagues on my own random leagues, season long fantasy. So that's kind of how
we got a question here. You're a Houston fan, right, CJ?
Oh yeah. Yep. I'm originally from Houston, grew up there. Mostly watched basketball growing up. My dad was a huge Houston Rockets fan. Went to U of H, so we saw Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler in college. Then moving to the Houston Rockets in the '90s, and so that's when I started watching. Right, it was I was barely old enough to remember the championships in '94, '95. Barely remember those, but kind of stuck with me. I'm a Houston fan.
I see Mike asked a question in the chat, but I'm just going to go ahead and say you have all of Philadelphia's blessing. Go ahead and take James Harden back for 4 years, $210 million. We're okay. We're okay.
No, I love James Harden, man. He gave us some great years in Houston, but and I'm cheering for him, but I did after watching these playoffs. He had a few great games, but
oh yeah,
I don't think he's the person to lead our franchise to a championship right now as we're rebuilding for 200.
I mean, to be honest, I'm happy that he came here. I enjoyed it, but I like him. I'm not gonna be super bitter, but I do not want him on another max deal here.
No, he doesn't.
I prefer Trevor's Damian Lillard to come to Philly. That was a quick head shake.
No, and then of course, when we talked about this earlier, we were talking, yesterday about our favorite moments and stuff. And of course, what I suggested CJ should be his favorite moment is the Dame Archive moment, which was over the Rockets. And, that kind of brings a good question, CJ. What is your favorite moment on NBA Top Shot right now, if it's not the Dame Archive?
So definitely not that one. I was like, full disclaimer, I kind of came into the NBA Top Shot ecosystem. So I haven't done huge dive into NBA Top Shot. So I've been looking around. I was looking for moments where I remember where I was, when I watched that play. And sadly, that Damian Lillard shot, I literally remember exactly where I was at a bar in San Francisco. Literally the bartender gave me shots because I had my Rockets jersey on, and the bartender was like, "Ooh, here's a couple free shots." And okay, that's nice, but definitely doesn't ease the pain that much.
I did the inverse of that, being a Blazers fan, and I was still in college at Central Michigan, and I remember exactly what I was doing. It was the weekend I graduated college and everything like that. So I was standing on top of the tables, and it got everyone's attention in the bar as they were all watching this game then that nobody gave a shit about because the Blazers in Michigan. But yeah, I knew the bartenders and same thing. They gave me free shots, and I think I had everything paid for me the rest of the night after that.
That's amazing.
It's one of those moments for me that I knew exactly where I was, same way, but for a better reason.
I mean, it's just a classic basketball play. This far out, I can't hate on it. It's it was an amazing play. It's why Damian Lillard is an amazing play.
So. CJ, so one thing, a couple people were posing this question about and I know we've talked about this, before, and this goes a little bit into future plans, changing things up. But Mike asked about how we should think about different rarity tiers for aiSports. I know that it's fairly similar across the board, but you have thoughts or ideas on differentiating them for season 2 or something?
Absolutely, yeah. So how the rarity tiers work now, it's just purely algorithm based as we're minting the NFTs. So it's not I looked at the NFTs and was oh, that's a legendary, that's a rare.
Yeah.
It's just 100% all of these AI images were made, and then an algorithm went through and just assigned them, right? And so we're looking at 2% legendary, 13% rare. So I just wanted to be 15% rare, legendary, and then the rest are common, so 85%. We really want to give some utility to having that legendary and rare status. So we're hoping to get to it this season. It's looking like it's going to be a little tight for that, but there was actually we had always thought about maybe different power-ups or boosts for legendary and rare. So I really think that's something we're going to work on in the off season, so that we'll be ready for that next season. And then we actually got a recommendation from the community saying okay, let's say you have a legendary, James Harden, right? So your guards, if you can choose a guard in your lineup to have, let's say a 20% power up boost. So I think we're probably going to go do something like that. My original thought was just give your whole lineup 5% boost if you have a legendary. But I really like this idea of, you choose a specific, if you own a legendary, you can choose a specific player to give a boost on for that contest or that tournament. And you can do that with each one of the rares or legendaries that you own. Just that, the plan has always been to give some utility to the legendaries and rares. But our focus was just, let's get them out there, and then we'll build around it to make sure we can, give the utility that they deserve.
To be honest, that gives me, when we work in the AI image, and then if you add boosts and whatnot to it, that gives me Magic the Gathering vibes. Very, very much so. Especially since at Flowty, everything is presented nicely on, in that card fashion already.
Exactly.
NF Tweaker says he picked up 2 legendaries on Flowty.
Amazing.
I mean, it goes without saying, obviously, always a thank you to people who support projects. You want to do one of the giveaways now?
I think you got a
I'm sorry.
Dirk. Legendary.
A D-Wade and Dirk.
I think
some of the Dirk ones are nice. I gotta say, it is remarkable how the AI captures the posture of everyone. It's you don't even need to see Nowitzki or his face. Shaq, obviously the largest.
I don't know. Like, is there a whole bunch of like really fat images of Shaq out there? Because the AI thinks Shaq is like 400 pounds or whatever, like 500 pounds. I don't know. Shaq is probably close. But like, I love him though. I love the fat Shaq. The fatter the Shaq, like that's the best for me. So
how about well, let's leave a Shaq away. So we do have another question we'll get to right after in terms of favorite NFTs, but yeah, just a reminder. So we're giving away two of these, giving away a Kobe and a what we'll call a fat Shaq, which is awesome. I love the jungle backgrounds. Always love the jungle backgrounds.
Yeah, the jungles.
So super simple. To win the Shaq NFT, be the first one to comment with the correct answer. Did Shaq go to college? Let's see. I'm sorry, I don't have the music queued up, but that's okay. And see, I had to look this one up. Like, they're old enough where I'm like, oh, I can't recall it off the top of my head. All right, there we go.
I feel like this is something I know when I know the answer, but
LSU. There we go. LSU just beat out Tweaker. You just beat out Samuel Press. So. Congratulations. If you want to think, if you want to hit any one of us up on Twitter to retrieve it, so at We Go Live in 5, at James Dylan Bond, or at aiSports _GM. Just hit us up on Twitter and we'll get that Shaq over to you.
We'll need your Dapper wallet address.
Yes, yes, plus Dapper address. So Tweaker always wins. We did have someone ask which ones are your favorite NFTs if you haven't mentioned. I don't know if they're asking like within aiSports or just sort of on a grand scale. So like, yeah, do you have like a favorite background or something for aiSports?
Oh yeah, that's really tough. Okay, a couple of things that I liked because I went through. Like, these aren't just like direct AI to NFT. Like, there's like a filter because AI gives you. There's a lot of like weird stuff. So I've seen them all, and maybe about 1 in 5 I could use for NFTs directly from the AI. But so the desert, like the fits, like the clothing of the desert NFTs. Like, there's so many crazy ones. And even when I was making it, I had this crazy idea. Like, we should come up with clothes based on the desert NFTs. Like swag or something like that, because there's so much cool desert like outfits. And I don't know, maybe they're taking it from like Star Wars or something like that, because it's like these crazy like onesies or like crazy pants or shoes. Like, a lot of the shoes are really cool. And then yeah, I think the jungle backgrounds are always really intricate, and a lot of times they have like these crazy like trees or like these like crazy buildings in the background. Or you got them both here, or the cities. The cities are just because the cities have this like cool like cyberpunk.
It's the Blade Runner. I just call it the Blade Runner background, and it's my favorite. I have 3 others, but I transferred them out of my wallet because I also made sure to have I bought an Iverson. I bought a LeBron. Yeah, I mean, while we're on here, CJ, if you want to just run through the site real quick, and then Trevor, I'll switch over to Flowty, and we can just scroll through what's up there on Flowty.
Nice, sure, yeah. So I mean, I'm guessing most people on this stream have played aiSports or DFS. So basically, we offer DFS contests where you can win Dapper credit or juice. And if you haven't played DFS, you basically just make a salary with the players who are playing in tonight's games. Based on how they do, you get a total points, and then we rank them at the end of the day, and we pay out everybody. The Dapper credit comes every Monday, basically Monday or Tuesday, depending on when Dapper sends it to you guys. And then the juice just comes to your wallet, that night. It's usually like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, our time. And then here we have, we made the leaderboard in about January or February. And this is just like, we have, the season-long leaderboard of who's won the most Dapper credit over the whole season. And then we also have, and it goes straight to where you are. So it goes straight to where you are. But if you want to see like the top, so you're at top 22. There you go. Good take, man. It's okay. You're in good company there. But then recently we implemented the weekly contests, and this is something that's basically kind of, you can only see it here on the leaderboard right now. That's another thing we're going to do in the off season is kind of integrate this more into like your history and your live contests. But this I think is pretty cool and maybe a little bit underutilized. I don't really know how many people are actually looking at this every week. But it's kind of collecting all of your AI sports contests, so that the one that gives away juice over the week from Monday night to Sunday night, and then we pay out on Monday. We total the whole score. And so this is pretty cool. And this is something I really want to like highlight a little bit more next season, because I kind of want to bring in more of an aspect of like, fantasy, in typical fantasy basketball, it's weeks at a time, right? So I kind of, instead of we're always going to have the daily contest, but in addition to that, kind of having more of a contest that lasts the whole week. So, you have a reason to come and play every day. And even if you lose one day, you could still be here on the top of the week. So that's all live now, but we'll plan on integrating it a little bit.
We're super bummed because we were on our prep call yesterday. We were like, yeah, we'll build a lineup on air, just for new people. Thanks a lot, Lakers. You couldn't win one game, so there's there's no NBA games today.
Yeah, Jokic was like, "No, we're not gonna let you have one."
I'll pose this question though, and then Trevor, I'm gonna switch over to Flowty and hand it off to you. For someone who has never played AI Sports and who doesn't have an AI Sports NFT or is new, what do they do?
So all you have to do is just log on. It's, we try to make it super simple. So you log on with the Dapper wallet. If you don't have a Dapper wallet, you have to sign up for that. But we all know that doesn't take too long. Then you just come to this homepage and you can enter any of these contests. The moment holders will give away Dapper credit, and then the AI Sports Juice contest will give away juice, our in-game currency. So the 50-50, I guess I'll speak specifically to that. We have a limit on of 300 people, and that opens up at noon Eastern every day. And I'm thinking that's filling up in like 30 or 45 minutes. I don't watch it like minute to minute. I know there are people who do. So if you want to get in on that one, where the top 50% of people win $1 Dapper credit, make sure to get on right at noon Eastern. Otherwise, the other ones open at 6 a.m. Eastern and lock at the first game, whatever time the first game is that day. So I would just hop on. Personally, if I was just starting, I would hop on and do the AI Sports Juice because until the end of this season, basically top 80-90% of people win 1 ounce of juice, which is exactly enough to mint your first NFT. So it doesn't take a lot to mint your first NFT. And then after that, it's going to be 45 ounces of juice. But we really wanted to make it so as many people as possible could get an AI Sports NFT, even if they haven't been playing all season long. So that'll be going on. That promotion, the 1 ounce of juice for the first one, will probably just be going on through the end of this season.
This is interesting. Easier said than done, but WNBA is in full swing. Maybe that's a 2024 project or something.
Yeah, so we get a lot. We get a lot of requests, and trust me, I really, really want to do WNBA, but there's a lot that goes into building this stuff. In order to get the predictions, we build our own in-house AI algorithms. So we have to basically take a ton of data, and then we use Google to create an AI algorithm, which gets the salaries for every player. So it is a lot of work. It takes a lot of resources, and then sports data is not free. It's kind of expensive. So it's on the list of the next sports to do, but it's probably not going to be for this season.
I can speak from experience. It is not cheap to get sports data.
It's not exactly, yes. And so if we can raise some money quickly, it's possible that it happens this season, but I'm thinking next season is more realistic.
And then, but to make sure you are eligible for moment holder contest, we're gonna switch over. Trevor, hand it off to you a little bit in terms of talking to just shopping for AI Sports on Flowty.
Yeah, well, actually, when you have all those contests, are you token gating them in any way? I mean, you have to have a Dapper wallet. Do you have to have any Top Shot moments or anything?
Yes. Okay. So to win Dapper credit, and this was part of our Dapper ecosystem grant thing, you need to have at least one Top Shot. That's it. There's and that's where we differ from some of the other programs out there. We kind of wanted to just make it even parity for everybody. So, but you do need to own a Top Shot. So that just kind of makes sure that you're in the Dapper ecosystem, you're in the Top Shot ecosystem, and then you can play both of those moment holders contests. The aiSports Juice contest, anybody can play. You just need to log in and have a wallet, but
Right.
There's no other
wallet to sign
requirements.
in. But no, that's good to know. And if you didn't have a NBA Top Shot moment in your wallet, of course you could jump over to Flowty, in our marketplace where we have NBA Top Shot moments along with aiSports NFTs. And I know here at launch for your NFTs, we were the first marketplace for you guys to launch with, which is awesome. Yeah, obviously you guys have been something I've been enjoying playing since you guys came out. We've been talking forever. We did the Rip Pack City contest and everything, which was float token gated because you didn't have an NFT at the time. Now you can have all these NFTs out there, and you're able to token gate contests and do boosts and everything like that. You just had the LeBron and Jokic exclusive contest, and so if you didn't mint a Jokic or a LeBron, you were able to maybe hop into the Flowty marketplace and try to find one so that you just be able to participate in
there. And a lot of them were super affordable. Jokic and a lot of these. Is this Jokic? Looks like what's the metal X-Men?
Colossus?
Yeah. Look at that posture. He's sort of he's got that buzz cut there. He sort of looks like him there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to imagine the AI is taking a lot of like the city from a lot of these like superhero Marvel Blade Runner, like you were saying.
No, Mike, not Magneto. Not Magneto. I know who Magneto is. He said in the chat. And just a reminder, coolest thing now is you can go ahead and make offers.
I see Tweakers out there in the chat mentioning he's making offers on them. I think that's how he got his first 2 legendaries, I believe, were through offers accepted, which is a new feature that we just released. What was it now? A week or 2 ago?
A week ago, I think.
Yeah, and so something we're really excited about. It's the first time on many collections that you're able to make offers on it. Right now, you're able to make it on any specific NFT out there. So if you really like this LeBron aiSports NFT, you can go in and make an offer on it, or you could go in and buy it. Offers, you're able to use USD Flow or Dapper Balance. Yeah. So you're able to accept offers or make offers both from your Dapper wallet or non-custodial ones.
Important question for CJ: will there be another series next season, or same ones from this year?
So we're gonna have a new season. We're gonna have another season. Yeah. We should take requests. Yeah, I don't think. I haven't decided exactly how we're gonna do. I don't think it's not gonna be all the same players. There probably will be some of the same players in subsequent seasons, but there will be new players. So Lillard is definitely up there on
Tyrese Maxey moment, or I riot.
Tyrese Maxey. The thing is, like, we also need they have to be prominent enough players because the AI needs a lot.
Yeah. For sure.
So it kind of narrowed. So originally I wanted Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. The problem, and then a lot of the younger guys coming up too. The problem is for the older guys is there's so many images of them looking old, and you can even see this in some of the Patrick Ewings and stuff.
You just have a guy with a cane walking through the desert.
Dude, every Larry Bird was old with a cane hunched over, and I'm dang, okay. So the other thing is this is with my limited. I made these with my limited knowledge of AI and AI art, and it's still kind of a relatively new field. So they're getting better. So we'll be able to include more players in the future as I get better, and as aiSports grows. My goal is to hopefully be able to hire someone who really knows AI art really well, and then these will just get better and better and better, and then we'll be able to incorporate other people outside of the last 20 years who have like a ton of like images online, right? So if you look at our players, it's like really people who have dominated like the last 20, 25 years. I think maybe a large one's like our oldest guy on there. So long story short, we will have more players for season 2. We don't know exactly. Obviously, that's going to come sometime next season, probably towards the middle of next season or something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I
see that comment. Zion would be awesome.
Yeah, and I see a few people commenting, this is inspired, is there going to be a cap on the number of NFTs minted each season, whether that's in total or player specific, rarity specific? Like, what do all these caps kind of look like?
So yes, there will be a cap on the total per season. So we're capping 2,000 per season. So we're going to cap at 2,000 for season 1. I think we're at like 1,700 or something right now. So I think we'll get there. Yeah, I think we'll get there. And people are earning juice every day, and people are still minting. So we're just watching that number and just making sure we keep an eye on that. We're not going to make more than 2,000 for season 1.
I like that number.
Yeah, and it was kind of just like looking at, okay, how many people had earned juice so far? If we made juice at 45 plus the one for the first one, where would we be at? And then we're going to cap the total collection over. So the plan right now is 5 years, and 2,000 every year. And we'll cap the total first. We'll call it like the Genesis collection at 10,000. And right now, on the NFTs, there's only 4 numbers, right? So like even number 15 is 0015. So we're pretty much capped unless we want to add like extra numbers to 9999. Right. So that's what we want to do for like the original Genesis, but it's going to be over 5 seasons. That could change. Maybe if it's like we blow up next year, it's like, okay, maybe we'll do 2,500, 3,000. I don't think we'll do more than like 3,000 for a season. Right? So that's kind of like that's the plan right now.
I hope to see in 3 years an NFT of LeBron and Bronny holding hands in the desert, walking into the sunset as LeBron finishes his final season playing with his son. Perfect. Yeah.
Maybe one's going into the jungle, one's going into the desert.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to have an epic prompt for that or something like that.
Yeah, seriously.
They'll have a massive burn campaign.
Yeah.
Hey, and while we got everyone here, I'm gonna need people to go in and subscribe to the Flowty YouTube channel here. You see it right beneath us. Subscribe to it. Like our first Flowty collection spotlight, Flowty Live today. We would really appreciate the love. So go and subscribe and like. Appreciate it.
Amazing.
We'll do our second giveaway, and then we can get out of here. We want to around 30 minutes or so. It's awesome. It's good timing. So just a reminder, if you weren't here before, we gave away a Shaq earlier, and we are about to give away a Kobe right now. And way to win it: be in the YouTube comments and be the first one to answer this question. In what year did Kobe make his first All-Star game appearance? The year in which the All-Star game was held. Let's see.
Yeah, this one's a little tricky.
It's not as fast of an answer here.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But I probably have a 1 in 10. I would probably have like a 1 in 10 chance of
I saw the answer before it.
I'm sorry. Yep, it looks like Sam. It looks like Sam Press gets it in 1998. Yeah. So even though Sam, a LSU employee, did not get the Shaq on the, luckily he gets this one. So good stuff, Sam. 1998. That was also who was a rookie? Tim Duncan was a rookie that year. That was the first Kobe and MJ All-Star game together. The first one where the two of them were there. Man, we were so lucky in the late 90s and early 2000s. We really were.
Yeah. I was young.
We really were. We'll save age jokes for another show. Oh, someone said they got SDB. Yeah, sorry, someone beat you to it. Sam got 1998 in before you, but common theme will be Floaty Live goes hand in hand with giveaways. So again, as Trevor said, hit that subscribe button. Ben loves 90s. I do love the 90s. I want to go back to the 90s. Yeah, I want to go back to the 90s. Anyways.
Yeah. As a Rockets fan, the 90s weren't too bad. Only 2 championships we've had, so no, not too bad about that.
As a Philly, as a Sixers.
Oh, sorry, someone was asking me something in
Yeah.
the chat. I got a question also somewhere else. SDB asked me in the chat. He wants to know any idea who owns the other S1 LeBron Lego? As the guy who came in and purchased the LeBron Legendary, I think it was the so far. He wants to know who owns the other one. Is there any way to? Do we know who owns that, or what do we got?
Show yourself.
Not me. I don't know. And there's some that I've that are pre-minted that are kind of weighted. It could be in that one too. I think if you filter on Flowty, you might be able to see the wallet.
Let me see.
The other thing is everything's completely random. So while on average there are 2 legendaries per player, it's possible that there's only that there's only one just because.
Right.
Just the averages didn't work out that way. But when you look at it as a whole collection, you say 2,000, 2%, 20 players, it's 2 per player. It is possible because it was all random that there's only one. But
I like having a mystery. Ooh, who's the other? Yeah, LeBron.
Yeah, I think once we hit that 2,000 cap, we will go in and do like an analysis of like, here's every player, here's the rarity, here's the rarities by player. Until we hit that cap, it's going to be kind of tricky to figure all that stuff out. So once we get that, we'll have more concrete numbers on exactly everything. But it should work out to about 2 legendaries per player.
That'll be cool once it's all minted out and you're able to come up with that kind of analysis. I feel like when you look at some of the existing Dapper Sports ecosystem like projects like this, Moment Ranks, they have a huge community and all this analysis, whether it's it was stats to cash, right? They have those and they put out every day what was the top lineup of the day, and different people that are really participating and building around it. And so I think having this all out there, all the information about the NFTs, I think you're just going to continue to see it grow and build. And I guess before we take off here, one thing I want to ask is, what do you think were some of the factors that helped you grow from needing an 80-player cap on day one to 300 cap, and the 300 50-50 cap is filling up, like you said, in 30 minutes. What do you think has gone into that growth there to need that, and where do you see it? How are you defining your success moving forward in this first year?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been like the NBA Top Shot community has been awesome. Mostly NBA, just like the Flow community, really. There's just been a lot of excitement. Appreciate everyone who's been playing. Even from Trevor, we've seen you from day one. There's been a lot of people like that who we've seen from day one. But then just as more people play, more people tweet about it. There's just been little things too. When we've been just trying. Our mentality is just keep building things and putting things out there, and hopefully a lot of those things are well received. And luckily, a lot of the things that we've launched this season have been well received. So we first started, we did mobile. That was a big thing. Well, when we first started, we didn't even have edit lineups. We didn't have live scoring, right? So that was the first 2 things we did. But then the one big level up was getting mobile. So we got mobile right before Christmas. So that was the big Christmas contest. We got mobile, and that literally doubled. That doubled.
I stopped winning contests at that point. Yeah, asshole.
Yeah, that's when that's when it got a little bit tougher. Twice as many people could play. So, and then gated contests, which you guys, Rip Hexley was the first gated contest, and that boosted a lot because then all of a sudden we're having multiple communities. Nine Lives Lounge had a weekly going on for a long time. We're still doing that, collecting and connecting, as had some recent private contests. And then yeah, the NFT, man. We didn't know what to expect with the NFT. It was kind of like this seems cool. People, I tweeted out a few pictures like, hey, what we're thinking, and so we're like, let's just do it. Let's just launch an NFT, and that actually that was another boost. So it's just these we're just trying to keep putting things out there, and we're just super appreciative to the community for just accepting it and being really excited about it. And you guys too, Flowty is picking us up for the first marketplace that we've been on, and really just hyping us up, and we're still seeing more people coming on the platform. So, this season didn't know what to expect coming in, but it's been a success, I would say, and we just hope to continue to grow that season.
In terms of continue to grow, just one more question, then we'll get out of here. D-Jack showed up late. Future on Juice when all the NFTs have been minted. Obviously, I know you're going to do planning on future seasons and whatnot.
Yeah, so there will be future season. There will be another NFT, season 2. That's definitely save up for that. But we do want to, give people a reason to use Juice before that. So what we're looking at right now is kind of being able to level up your NFTs. We don't know what exactly, to get to a legendary is probably going to take a lot. I don't know if there's a game called Gods Unchained. It's on YouTube. That's another player too. And they have this thing you once you have 10 rares or something like that, then you can merge them and then you get to the next level.
Gotcha.
And so we want to kind of provide something like that where you're able to kind of level up your NFTs. Obviously, it's probably going to take we're going to make it pretty difficult, especially to get to that legendary status. But that's one thing we want to be able to do to give utility, especially from the common to the rare step. Don't know exactly how that's going to work, but that's one way that people can use Juice moving forward. And then we're looking at other sports too as well, and so that's another way to earn Juice. And then maybe other NFTs that we'll be able to launch other collections where you can use your Juice to get players from other sports. All of this is kind of still nothing concrete. Nothing on this is 100% yet. We're just when I'm thinking about season 2 and how we're going to use Juice moving forward. That's definitely good.
No, it's at least good to know that it's being thought of.
And right away, someone that hasn't signed up right now, they might look at the leaderboards and everything like that, just feel so far behind. How will I ever keep up or get back to everyone there? It's worth noting that your first aiSports NFT can be minted if you win 1 Juice from the Juice contest. I think it's you got to come in the top 75% tile to win 1 Juice or 1 ounce of Juice, which can be used to mint your aiSports NFT. So you're able to get into the ecosystem pretty simply, pretty easily. And again, that first contest is tomorrow, or the next contest is tomorrow. So make sure you check in tomorrow to try to enter into that contest and be able to have the chance to mint yours. There's less than 300 left. But after that first NFT you mint, it's 64 ounces, I believe, right? To mint your second?
45.
45. Yeah.
So
45,
if you're not able to get that 45 ounces of Juice, you go over to Flowty. We got a lot of aiSports NFTs listed right now. You can go in, you can buy them, you can make offers. And like we mentioned, that Jokic and LeBron contest the other day, that's the opportunity to also rent. Now that aiSports have gone non-custodial, you are able to rent these NFTs. And that's where I think Flowty does really shine, is being able to have and do all these different tasks. Is you're able to rent them, you're able to take out a loan against them. If you're SDB or Tweaker and you got these legendaries, maybe you want to look for a little liquidity during the summer on them. You could take out a loan against them and try to find a lender that you can buy them, you can sell them, you can make offers
and
receive offers.
Withdrawable from Dapper, also put them in your non-Dapper wallet.
So and you can send them once they're in your non-custodial wallet. You can send them to other wallets right from the Flowty profile page. So there's a lot you can do with the aiSports NFTs on the Flowty marketplace and just the Flowty platform in general. We really appreciate CJ and being affiliate, working with us through this process, and making sure that the aiSports NFTs were fully functional day one with us. So definitely appreciate all the help. And just kind of working together on this. It's been fun, and as an avid aiSports user, it was something I really look forward to. Does anyone out there in the crowd got any more questions for CJ here before we kind of head out for the day? Don't want to take up too much more of your time. I think we've kind of blown through most of the questions we had set up ahead of time.
Look at me. We'll aim for 25 minutes. Yeah, I knew that was never gonna happen. But
yeah, I can talk about aiSports for like 2 hours.
I know. It's a good thing. Organic conversation.
I think one thing I will mention too is we're going to do more of the gated contests. We learned a lot from our first one. I think one thing we're going to need to implement is right now we just need it upon entry, but you're going to have to own the aiSports NFT on entry and at the end of throughout the day and until when we pay out, because we did see it was a small percentage, but there were some people like enter, transfer, and then so that will be one change, but that's what we're implementing now, so that for the finals, I think we're going to try to run, nothing final yet, but hopefully we'll try to run a gated contest maybe every single finals.
And hopefully we can get 7 days of NBA Finals contests. Hopefully.
We deserve it.
Hopefully we do deserve it after. The first 2 rounds were intense, and conference finals is like, all right, I mean, maybe we'll banned for life. All right, that is gonna. Dejected asks, what other sports are you interested to do? We'll take that as the final question, and then I'll sign off here.
Yeah.
So are you just playing it by ear, or?
Well, so I mean, whenever we can get WNBA, I think that's definitely at the top of the list. One thing we're thinking about right now for the off season, and it won't be like 100%. Like DFS with all the salaries to start. But we're kind of looking at F1. I'm an F1 fan myself, and there's been a few people asking about that. There's not a lot of F1 fantasy out there, and it might not be something super intense where like a lot of, I don't know how many people would play it. So, once we're kind of finishing up the basketball season, but we're looking, okay, we're going to have like 4 months of nothing to do. I think that might be a cool thing. And something that's not super, won't take, a ton of resources to build up. So that's something we're looking at. Nothing's 100% yet, but that would be, something exciting.
No, that's pretty
at least to get us through the next season. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that'll do it for episode Flowty Live. We are just getting started, so we're going to have a lot of your favorite collections make their way onto screen. Trevor, you demand, thank you so much. CJ, thank you, and thank you for aiSports. Certainly thank you to the whole aiSports community and everyone supporting Flowty. One quick thing, these shows will be in podcast format if that's more your speed, or if you need to want to like do a re-listen or something. I'm still in the middle of setting up the feed, so it's not gonna. This one probably won't be up today. I'll try to have it up tomorrow as part of a new podcast feed. And definitely remember to hit the subscribe button on YouTube and to follow us on Twitter at Flowty_IO. And anything else, boys? Or are we good to get out of here?
Make sure you like this page too, or this video.
Yes, like, subscribe, notifications. There you go. That's the trio.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
As my son makes his way over to us. So thanks everyone for tuning in. If you did win one of the NFTs, reach out to myself, Trevor, CJ, either in Discord or on Twitter. I know someone said to just who was it? Sam said he has a Kobe aiSports, so he's generously offering it over to SDB. But again, so if you're a winner, hit us up and we'll be good. But thanks everyone so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Peace.
Yeah, thank you.